World history story time! We talk about superheroes saving the world all the time. But there is a very real man who literally did save the world, and you've probably never even heard his name. But on September 26, 1983, Stanislav Petrov became the guy who single-handedly saved the entire world. In 1983, we were still very much in the Cold War. And during this time, the United States and Russia had a massive arsenal of nuclear warheads pointed at each other. The Soviets had almost 36,000 nuclear warheads. Over 12,000 more than the United States. Now, between nuclear countries, the concept that prevents war is MAD, or mutually assured destruction. But we recognize that you can kill almost all of us, but we can kill almost all of you back. So attacking your nuclear adversary is suicide, and even if you win, you're only going to be king of the ashes. There ain't going to be much left to govern after tens of thousands of nukes redecorate your country. And as one does when you're in a nuclear standoff, you're always looking for an edge. Some technology that'll tip the scales in your favor. One such technology is early warning systems. Systems that are designed to detect as soon as possible when your adversary launches their missiles, so you have time to launch your own. You can't kill the other guy back if they've already killed you. But again, this was the 1980s, and a lot of computer technology was, well, less refined. Computers took up entire rooms and had less computing power than a flip phone. And tensions between the US and the Soviets were at an all-time high, because Reagan's Alzheimer's apparently made him think he was still an actor in a B-list Western movie. So having an Old West shootout with Russia at high noon didn't seem like that unlikely of a thing that could happen. And it's at this point of the story that we meet our hero, Soviet Air Defense Lieutenant Colonel Stanislav Petrov, the man whose job it was to oversee the Soviet Union's missile attack early warning system. That system told Petrov that the US had just started nuclear war by launching 5 Minutemen ballistic missiles. And Petrov had orders to report this kind of warning immediately, but Lieutenant Petrov had a gut feeling that something wasn't quite right. He figured that if the United States was going to launch an attack, they would have sent thousands of missiles, not 5. Based on that hunch, he decided to disobey his orders and not report that alarm. Had his hunch been wrong and he didn't die in the nuclear attack, he would have been executed for treason for disobeying that order. And even had his hunch been right, the Soviets have not known to be the most forgiving about those kinds of things. So the choice he made was of great personal risk. But it ended up being the right choice because the system was picking up the sun's reflection off of clouds, and it was a complete false alarm. And his single choice is literally the reason you are alive to watch this video today. Because had he reported it, the Soviets would have launched their nukes, and would have launched our nukes, and those who would have been unlucky enough to survive the initial attack would have likely died from starvation in the following months and years, as the irradiated farmland of the United States and Eastern Europe would have been unusable. And as for the hero who literally saved the entire world, they decided to neither punish nor reward him for his decision. But this story is a great reminder of how the decisions of one single person can decide the fate of the entire world. Remember, never take a single day for granted, and every day you have been given, you owe to one Soviet colonel who was the right man in the right place at the right time with the right hunch and the bravery to make the right decision.